name is Oshun. On this channel, we uncover the creepiest, most unusual haunted TikToks the internet has to offer for entertainment purposes. Y'all are my soul tribe. Tribe is with a Y because the Y is for you, honey. And that's because I love you so freaking sneaking much. I appreciate y'all so much. I truly do. Please like, comment, and subscribe to the Soul Tribe for your weekly dose coming to you every Sunday and Thursdays. Now, I appreciate y'all like I always say, and I truly mean it. Let me know in the comments, what do you appreciate most in life? Whether it's your family, yourself, your smile, your spirit, just let me know. What makes you happy, genuinely? All right, y'all. Let's get to this video.
What paranormal experience turning from a skeptic to a...
Okay, so back in 2005, I was 13 at the time. My oldest sister ended up getting very sick. Now, she has sickle cell anemia, so SS type. And so if you're familiar with that, you know that it's the worst type. And so she was always sick in and out of the hospital. She used to beg my mother not to take her to Grady Hospital. That is downtown Atlanta, Georgia. And so this particular time, she had to have a gallbladder, her spleen removed. She needed a blood transfusion and something else. And you know, Grady's one of the biggest hospitals for surgery. And so that's where they ended up sending her to have the surgery. And so my mother, after the surgery was done, my mother wanted us to go and see her. And so we all ended up going down there. So my sister was good or whatever. We were cool talking. Everything was fine. Until my sister kind of like looked off in the corner behind where we were sitting. And so my mother's like, Chantel, what are you looking at? And she's like, y'all don't see that girl in the corner. And my mom's like, no, we don't see no girl in the corner. What does she look like? And so my sister's like, she's a girl and she's holding a teddy bear and she's telling me to come play with her. And so my mom is like, tell her no. And so my sister looks back at the corner and she tells the girl no or whatever. The next thing you know, my sister jumps back. And so my mom's like, what? My mom jumped up like, what? And she was like, the girl's face turned into like a half burnt face. And so immediately my mom started praying. And so me and my little sister and my other sister looking around like, what's going on? And so while my mom was praying, I noticed, well, we all noticed that my sister was pressing the button on the side of her bed, like basically making her bed rise up in the air. And my mom ended up opening her eyes and looking, and that's when we all seen something like maybe a hand or something going up the side of my sister's bed, up under the covers. And she was basically raising her bed so that the hand couldn't touch her. You have to like for part 2.
Y'all energy is insane. Who are you? Who are you? Okay, I have to do this reading twice. I'm seeing a bunch of 7s. My love, you are a walking tornado. You are a walking tornado. I'm even hearing some of you guys have just like paranormal activity that happens around you here, okay? Or like things are not normal with you. You're the type of person that like when you go out, either certain things happen, you're very attractive. Your aura is very attractive as well. Like maybe you attract a lot of people who feel like they want to talk to you. They have, even if it's something small, they like, there's something about you. I'm hearing kids look at you. Like you just have an aura. You are a walking angel. You are high vibrational, whoever I'm talking to. You have an ending coming in your life, okay? And if life has been boring, this is not my collective that can be bored, okay? Peace looks like adventure to you, all right? But if life has been slow and it's been boring because you have been in a rest period, my love, life is about to look different. And I'm also hearing Spirit has been preparing. Some of you guys are close with your family members. It's okay if you're not, but you're close with some people. Spirit has been preparing some people to get with the program. to be prepared here, okay? Because you are a whirlwind. When you walk into someone's life, especially in love, they cannot expect things to be normal. You're probably a creative. You could be very spiritual. Whatever it is, if you think that your life is supposed to be normal, it's not going to do that. You are a leader. You are a powerhouse. You are meant to live life to the fullest. I'm hearing some of you guys will experience so many different lives. You've already experienced so many rebirths where life was like drastically different in every single chapter. Okay, another one is coming. This is your sign that another one is coming. And a lot of you guys experience this thing where it's not even planned, where the money, when it's time to move, the money will come out of nowhere. The plays will come out of nowhere. That is the life that you live. You guys are spontaneous. Is what you've attracted. You've attracted adventure. I wouldn't be surprised if you guys do some type of story, photography, because this has to be documented. This has to be documented. You guys are creatives. It has to be documented, my love. Okay, you guys are people that teach people, you're angels. You teach people that anything is possible. Like, I'm hearing a conversation with you, especially a random person, is a blessing. You people can change people's life. You just have, okay, second time that this has paused, and I saw 20. It was 20% here. It was like 210. Okay, so 2s are really important for you. I keep hearing follow the 2s, follow the 2s. I feel like you guys are gonna start to see 222 a lot when this move, when this travel time, whatever it is, this shift is about to happen. Your tornado, so when things shift, it shifts like a tornado. You are meant to share your stories with the world, or share your stories. Like, God sends people for you to have a conversation here, and I'm hearing a lot of thank yous. A lot. The money is coming in. The money is, don't worry how, don't worry. Spiritual wisdom. You guys are walking angels, so your life is going to be really crazy. It probably already has. Get ready for the next shift. I love you guys. You got this. I'm excited.
So, first of all, I got to get myself together because I usually don't watch the TikToks, right? I don't even be on TikTok like I told y'all, but I was on TikTok. First of all, it's May 14th. This is previously recorded. You'll probably see this 30 days from now or something, right? So I want to tell y'all, I seen this video probably 2 days ago, just scrolling on TikTok. Not even scrolling. I just went to TikTok and boom, I seen this video. I was already going through something. And I seen that video and I was like, okay, let me listen. I listened and I'm like, she's talking to me, like literally talking to me, right? And so much is going on right now. I'm getting ready to move. I feel like there's an ending coming with someone who I thought I was very close with. And that's what got me emotional right now. And funds, you know, funds are funding and not funding how they should, but I know it's going to work out just fine because it always works out for my greater good, right? Yesterday, less than 30 minutes, within 30 minutes, I seen 777 twice. The day I seen that TikTok, I seen 222 twice that day, and 555 like 3 times, right? I hope I just didn't cry off my damn eyelash, honey. But I wanted to put this in here because this was special to me, very special to me, and I did. It's hanging. So I'm gonna just take it off right now. I'll fix it. But I felt somebody else needed to hear that. Somebody else, that was going to touch somebody else's soul. Yes, you're probably going to see this a whole month later, but it don't matter because when it's for you, and there is no timeline on it because it's infinite and time, it doesn't exist, right? Even last night, I seen something that I had watched and it was an entire YouTube and the girl posted it a month ago. But it was saying about what would happen the next day, which is today for me. And baby, like when it's your time and when it's something, when the universe is talking to you, when your God is talking to you and your spirit guides are talking to you and it's something that you need or to see to help within or without whatever is going on, it's going to happen for you at that time when you most need it. And that's why I put that in there. I don't know. I feel like I might even be rambling right now, but I needed to get that out. And I'm just like so emotional right now, but next video. My bad, y'all. And we're back.
Story time real quick while I wait on my friend to get out the store on how I knew that this guy was basically possessed or he had another spirit like just hanging out in his body and with him. So there's this guy that I work with, and he one day just at work ended up helping me out, and he basically, you know, he thinks that I'm cute or whatever, and he didn't have to tell me that, but you could just tell when, like, how a dude approach you, how they talk to you, like, you just already know. But y'all, there was just always something off about dude eyes. Like, I could never tell what it was. I'm like, something's always off, and like, that's how you could tell, like, through the eyes. Like, I look people in their eyes for real. So long story short, short story shorter, one day we end up hanging out, like, over at his house. And, like, mind you, something in me is like, like, it's not that you shouldn't go, but, like, you know why you want to do this. And I couldn't tell why I felt that way, but I was also like, usually, like, I don't go hang out with people, but, you know, we was gonna smoke or whatever. And so I get to his house, and I pull up, and the shit's all dark and shit, and I'm just a little concerned, because I'm like, I don't know. But then after that, I go inside, and, like, I'm noticing that his room is, like, kind of dirty, like, kind of a mess. His mattress on the floor, but I'm like, that'll make me know, never mind. I remember when my mattress on the floor, so I'm not judging, right? Especially when you live by yourself when you're young, you just trying to figure shit out. So we get to smoking, and I ask him if he's spiritual, and he kind of hesitated a little bit, and he's like, yeah. And I was like, oh, that's cool, you know. And he was like, yeah, like, I used to ghost hunt. And I was like,
oh, you spiritual?
You used to what?
You want a whole nother
You used
level.
to what? And he was like, yeah, you know, like, me and my brother, we would go and we would ghost hunt, you know. And I was like, okay, well, you don't do that shit no more, right? Because if you do, like, I respectfully, not even respectfully, disrespectfully, I gotta go. Like, I'm not talking to nobody who be ghost hunting and who be asking spirits to come talk to them. I'm sorry.
Okay.
And he was like, no, but, like, you know, why'd you say it like that? Now, mind you, as soon as Buddy had said I used to ghost hunt, I got chills a little bit, and I had felt instantly the presence of, like, another spirit or another being there. And, like, usually I'll see shadow people, like, shadow beings and stuff like that, but I've never seen, like, you know what I'm saying, a physical form or something. But you can always tell when there's something else in the room. And I already tell him I'm finna have to make a part 2. But anyway, so as soon as he said that, like, I felt the presence, and I knew that that was what I had always been seeing in his dual eyes. Because mind you, I'm like, I don't know what it is about dual eyes, but it's something about him. And so when he told me that, though, I was like, I just kind of peeped that there was something there, though. All right. But now I kept my cool, because I just locked eyes with the spirit, though. Like, once I knew it, I was like, I see you. I know that you're there. Like, basically, don't try no fluky shit. Okay. And so after he said that, like, we're having another conversation, and I'm just talking to him, you know, like, about God and spirit, and, like, how, you know, things really go, like, the vibrations you have once you booming. If you know what booms are, then you know. If you don't, you don't.
If this video came on your For You page, I know for a fact it was meant for you to see this video.
Okay, girl.
When I say the things I'm about to say, I say this with extreme passion. And I say,
her eyelash on the lane like mine was.
Men and women really take heed to this. And I really want men to take heed to it for sure. Because I think a lot of men do not think this way. If you could see people in the spirit, instead of physical, their outer appearance, I promise you, you wouldn't just hop and be with folks because they look good. And this is coming from a person that was not always spiritual. I used to live in the world, and I used to live amongst some treacherous people in them streets. If you could see the type of spirit that some of these women and men have, you would not hop and be with them just because they look good. Do not let people's outer appearance be the driving force on you.
It always is.
That can be a dangerous game, baby. People can be looking good, be fine from head to toe, fly, smell good, but their spirit ain't right. The spirit smell like rotten flesh, while they smelling like YSL.
Facts.
And this is something you got to understand about some of these people that look good. They look good,
rotten
but
eggs.
They are spiritually and physically sick. They're carrying actual STDs and spiritual STDs that they willing to give to anybody that's willing to give them a ride, honey. Don't underestimate what I'm telling you.
Don't underestimate it.
Bed with people. You need to know what type of spirit they got and what is the agenda and what is the driving force behind the type of spirit that a person has. I promise you, I've seen it. There are people who look good, who use sex as a demonic
I'm probably
device.
the only person that still ain't got none in 2025, okay? And I'm okay with that.
To deceive people, to mistreat people, to use people, to conquer people. Using sex to confuse people for their malicious agendas, for their selfish gains, honey. There are people who use sex as a form of witchcraft, okay? And some of these people might not know that they are operating under a form of witchcraft. But anytime a person is trying to manipulate, deceive, and dominate you, that is a form of witchcraft. There are people who literally use sex to set people up to sacrifice. Yes, they will literally have sex with people to sacrifice them for their gain, for their agendas, for their evil intent. So be very discerning before hopping in the bed with people. Yeah, that girl might look good. Yeah, that dude look good and he smell good. But that spirit got nefarious intent. And that intent could be to take you out, to wipe you out of the world. See these people in the spirit, and not for that designer down YSL cologne and perfume.
She must like that smell.
Y'all be well and be safe out here.
She's speaking facts.
You already know this is about to be a spiritual story. Yes, it's a new bonnet and it's long.
Period.
But here's the story, right? So literally a few days ago, I just went to Tennessee with my girlfriend for Valentine's Day. Now, every year we do like a camping, glamping trip situation, and we usually go to like a really small town somewhere so we can be isolated in the woods or wherever, right? And we decided on Valentine's Day to drive into Nashville and, you know, go have some drinks, go have some food and stuff like that. And the whole drive into Nashville, we were riding through the land and everything. We were having a very open-minded, very spiritual conversation because I was having a moment where I was doubting myself. Even though I have a lot of validation, I have a lot of moments. I had a lot of conversations with psychics, mediums, healers that have told me that I am either a psychic, a medium, a healer, or whatever. I still have these moments where it's like it's real hard to figure out, you know, whether or not it's true because you look for outside validation or you just go off of your own knowing, you know. And I do have a lot of outside validation, but it's still hard because it's not so tangible, you know. Anyways, so we're having this conversation and we're driving into the city, right? We get into the city, we're having drinks, we're having a good time, and we got to a bar. And I told her that I kept hearing these words in my mind, right? So I was going to tell her what I was hearing. Side note, her grandmother passed away about a year before she met me, and I met her grandmother after she passed away, and that was validated through my girlfriend too. But while we were out, like I kept hearing this talking in Spanish in my mind, and it wasn't translating. And usually I would like hear something in a different language if it is a different language, and it'll translate in my mind, you know. But it wasn't translating. So I was telling her literally the sounds that I was hearing. And I cannot even, like, I don't even know if I can replicate it because to me, it sounded like gibberish. It was just me like, a pk na lotama. Like, I was just trying to tell her the sounds that I was hearing in my mind, right? After like 3 hours of non-stop messages coming through me in Spanish, this is what my girlfriend said that I was saying, basically. She said that I was talking like her grandmother and that her grandmother doesn't like to talk to people in English out of spite, even though she does know how to speak English. So it makes sense that she was trying to speak in Spanish because she was trying to speak directly to her through me. And what she was telling her was that there was somebody in the building or the room that we were in that had boots on that we had to keep an eye on. They were on something sneaky. It wasn't safe, and we should leave soon. That was basically everything that I was saying in Spanish, and that she was worried about her, and that and she said through me in Spanish, basically, if you want me to help you, you asking in the wrong ways, or something to that effect, like you're not doing what I'm telling you to do, so like stop asking me. It was like one of those type of things. And then we got to the point where I'm like, okay, like I just want to dance a little bit. I just want to dance a little bit, get my mind off of it. We get on the dance floor. I'm trying to bob back and forth, and I started catching impressions on the entire crowd. And the way that it popped up was like this. We're on the dance floor and everything, and I feel a pull in a certain direction, and I just look in that direction. And as soon as I look in that direction, I see a lady, and I see another girl next to her, about 14 years old, with blonde hair. She lost a little sister. And then I see another person who had a miscarriage in there. I see another person who had their ancestor around them, protecting them. And it was just like, I was just picking up on a whole bunch of different stuff. And then I kept hearing all these words in Spanish. So she was just basically like, it seems like my grandmother's getting more antsy. Maybe we should go. Maybe we should just go. So we're walking towards the front door of the bar. And this girl who didn't bump into me, she turned around and grabbed my hand, and she was like, oh, I'm so sorry. And I'm like, you're good. And then my girlfriend pulls me to the side, and she's like, that's weird because she didn't even bump into you. Like, why does she have to touch you? My girlfriend reminded me, she was like, you told me that you got to be careful with witches because witches will try to touch you and try to pull your energy off of you or put something on you while you outside. And I was like, oh, you clocked it. And she was like, I just think it's weird. I don't know. It's making me uncomfortable because she did the same thing to me earlier and didn't even bump into me. I was like, oh, okay. Way out of the club, she started tugging on the belly of my shirt, right? Because this is something that I do to try to pull the energy out of my stomach, just to have a visual and a physical representation to go along with that, And she started pulling on my stomach, and she's like, I don't know, something don't feel right. I don't know, we gotta go, we gotta get this off of you, right? I was like, yeah, she's a witch. And mind you, the next day I woke up, didn't remember none of that.
Wow.
Now I'm gonna start to all the guys and goddesses, witches and warlocks, kings and queens, who resonate with being a regular motherfucker. Shit, what's happening, regular motherfucker? All right,
hey, regular motherfucker.
I gotta put it in story time because it's gonna take a while, So the veil is getting thin, right? And since it's getting thin, energies is transferring, deities is being transferred from the metaphysics, from whatever dimension they're coming from, right? Some people is experiencing, some people is not, right? So I was at work, and I didn't even know that I was capable of doing this, right? So all my visionaries, quote me if I'm right or wrong, right? This is my experience, right? This is my first experience on it. Now, I'm usually good with a lot of things. With this, I didn't even know I was capable of. So I was at work. My mind was
he a big man too.
At ease. I wasn't thinking about nothing. I remember I wasn't thinking about nothing, right? So when you're not thinking about nothing, FYI, that's the perfect time to have uploads, downloads, receive confirmations, etc., things like that. So I'm not thinking about nothing. I'm just working. Then all of a sudden, an image pop up in my head, and it was a little boy. And I was like, so I'm working. I'm like, man, who is you? You know what I'm saying? That was my immediate response, like, who is you? And then he was just smiling. He was just like, you don't remember me? I'm like, no, I remember you. Who is you? So he just kept smiling, bro. So the little boy had to be in the 4th grade. You know what I'm saying? He just smiling like, you
it's him. He talking about himself.
Like, how can I forget somebody I don't know?
He said his best friend. I ain't seen him talking about that.
He was like, I'll just show you who I am. So the vision it's now it's more of a damn, how can I explain it? It's more like of it was his point of view, but it's scenes, right? He just showing me scenes from when so he stayed with his daddy, but he just come over his mother's house, and his mother stayed with his granny. His mother and my mother was real cool, real tight, right? So he was showing me visions of me coming through the door, playing the game, and eating snacks, and his granny bringing us baked cookies and stuff, and you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Fussing over the game, and you know what I'm saying? Just being kid. And I was like, I didn't remember it, but as he's showing me this, I'm starting to remember, oh, I remember that, but how you, I'm talking to him, I'm talking to him in real time, how you know this, though, and what, and who is you, and where you at now, you know what I'm saying? Then he's showing me different. Now he steady showing me now these visions is coming. You know what I'm saying? So like my conscience is in a different, it's somewhere else. Remember, because I'm not thinking about nothing, so it's easy to go into a different realm of reality. You see what I'm saying? So he was like, all right, I finna make you remember, because I kept on asking like, but okay, what's your name? You know what I'm saying? And where you at? You know? So he showed me his point of view. I mean, he showed me my point of view now. You know what I'm saying? So I go through the door. It was a Friday, you know, and his granny was there. His granny was in the kitchen. And I was like, I'm looking for him. And she like, oh, he over his daddy's house. He be over here in a minute or whatever. I'm like, okay, cool, you know. So I was playing this game, nothing abnormal. Playing this game, whatever, waiting on him, whatever, eating snacks, and the sun done dropped, and it got nighttime. I remember his mama rushing out, leaving out, but she ain't say nothing. She just leave out, whatever. Woo, woo. I'm playing the game. Didn't seem nothing out of whack. A few more minutes later, my mother come through the door. Remember, his mother and my mother was real cool. She was like, come in the room and talk to you. So I go in the room. Remember, this is my point of view now. So I'm watching. It's me as a child seeing my mother walk me in the room. She was like, he ain't coming today. I was like, well, he gonna come tomorrow? You know, I'll just come back tomorrow then. She looked at me and she was like, nah, he not coming back anymore. I'm like, why not? Like, his daddy mad? You know,
Right.
I'm a kid. You was on his daddy mad or something, whatever. She was like, no, he was sitting in the car and he was getting ready to come over here, and some older people was shooting at each other, and unfortunately the bullet went through the back of the window, and hit him in the back of his head. And when she explained that, it switched to his point of view. Now it's like as of he watching me get the message, and so it starts showing me you know, like holding my mama and crying and stuff like that, right? Like crying real hard. And I started to remember. I was like, oh. So then he want, and I was like, I need to know more, right? So he switched it. So he was really trying to protect me from my own feelings, right? So when I said that, it went back to my point of view, and all the emotions I felt as a kid, y'all, I bullshit you not. I felt that shit right then and right there as a grown person of what I felt at that moment. My younger self was hurt so bad, bro. Like it. Now he playing the whole scene, and I'm just crying hard. So it was so, when he's showing me as a kid, as a grown, like as an adult, like in real time, me who I am now, bro, I was like down there shedding tears because I'm feeling like my eyes getting watery and shit at work. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, cause I didn't remember. Now I remember. Like, I remember now. You know what I'm saying? When he's showing me all that, the emotions and the vibrations and the frequency, I remember without a doubt. And then I was like, how did I forget you? That was my next question. Then he showed me an image. I mean, the last thing he showed me, he was like, because I guess as a kid, I was traumatized, right? I was traumatized, and I kept going over his house because I ain't like it. I kept going to his house hoping that he was there, and crying every week, bro. And then one day, him and his mama prayed. Cause I was crying. I was crying so much every day, bro. He's showing me this shit. And then the last image, she's just showing him and his mama and my mama holding me tight as a kid, because I'm still traumatized. This was weeks later. And then praying on me, and then he's showing me, my mama saying, just let my baby forget. Just let my baby forget. He don't need to go through this. And that prayer worked. And my memory got suppressed, and I did forget about him. And he showed me. He popped up in my vision and made me remember who he was. Rest in peace, Chris. Man. That was his name.
Hey,
I believe last name was Joss. He stayed in Oak Cliff. He had one brother.
Y'all see that stuff flying around him every time he say something about? Is it just me? When he said forgot me, something flew. Then when he said Chris, something flew.
But yeah. His name was Chris. Deep.
That is deep. That is deep. That was a great story. Another great video for that ass. But till you reach the end of another video. I appreciate y'all. I appreciate your time, honey. I do not take it for granted whatsoever. Please like, comment, share, subscribe to the Soul Tribe. You get it every Thursday and Sunday. Make sure you give it to everybody that you know, okay? Regardless of their religion, regardless of what they like to eat, regardless of who they like to be around, they need to see me. They need to see this energy, okay? They need it in their life, okay? The second clip lets you know you need to share this, okay? But yes, y'all, I appreciate y'all. I appreciate your time. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure y'all get you a journal. The empowerment guide link is in the description. Make sure you get you some merch. Make sure you get you 25 days of affirmation and journaling ebook as well. And make sure you just stay happy, stay grateful, be blessed and happy and appreciative for what you have in your life right now at this very moment. Stay in the present. Live for the future, but stay in the present, okay? And the past is gone. You can't do nothing about it, so let it go. Honestly, let it go. I love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Until next time, Ashe.
Over my third eyes on my way.